forecasters?
Supposed to get nice.
I think it's mostly sunny, and I heard something like 60. Let me double check.
Yeah, like 70 this weekend?
Yeah, check this out. Hold on, I got it here somewhere.
Yep, sunny, mostly sunny, and a 60.
Oh, there's something about the weather.
It's golf weather, man.
I'm going to try to golf for the first time this year.
Well, here we go. Here's Jake Beitlich from the National Weather Service talking about the weather this weekend.
Saturday, 70s, say maybe the southern half of the state. 60s elsewhere. Should get some sunshine, warmer temperatures, and with the moisture that we've had, we should start to see things turn from that brown color to more of the green color. The moisture and the green up is certainly going to be welcomed for our friends with the DNR and the fire manager.
Get her done. Let's get those streets all cleaned up, get those motorcycles out. Let's go riding.
There you go.
Right.
Have some gorgeous days at Target Field coming up.
Yeah, buddy. And also down at CHS Field.
Yeah.
This is KFAN News with Chris Hockey, presented by the St. Paul Saints.
We love the Saints. Put it on your calendar. July 24th.
Homestand starting today.
That's right. Homestand starts today against Iowa. Yeah. July 24th, Wednesday at Bernie's with the Power Trip Morning Show featuring Terry Kaiser, who played Bernie in the Weekend at Bernie's movies. That's right. Terry Kaiser coming to town just for the Power Trip Morning Show and the St. Paul Saints. Wednesday, July 24th. Put it on your calendar. Buy your tickets now.
You look like you're surprised. Is this the first time you've heard this?
I've heard of this.
Oh,
Really?
my goodness, yeah.
Hold on. Did you say this is the Bernie from Bernie's?
Oh, yeah, the actual Bernie.
You guys get to carry him around?
Well, we haven't discussed that with him, but again, the beauty of the Saints. We threw it out as a joking idea.
Sure.
Said, why don't the Saints do like a weekend at Bernie's and have him out for the weekend? And then they reached out to him and they booked him on a Wednesday. It's Wednesday with Bernie, and he's going to be there.
That's
July.
play first base?
Oh,
that's why we just say stuff sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because sometimes the Saints hear it and say, well, they're not going to do it. They're the Power Trip. They're lazy. But we can make some phone calls, and they got it done.
Yeah.
Nice.
That'll be great.
They're smart.
Yeah.
It's going to be sweet. What if we've been saying his name wrong for the last 30 years? Because I don't know how to say his name. It's
Like
Kaiser, I think, right? I assume it's Kaiser.
I would assume.
Kisser would be two S's.
Yeah.
Kiser. It's got to be Kaiser, right?
I would think so. It has to be.
Kaiser normally has an A in there, but we're going to hope it's Terry Kaiser.
Yeah.
He's freaking Bernie. Who cares how to say his name, right? No offense, Bernie. You're an icon. You're a legend.
4:07 today, Iowa. I believe 6-game homestand.
Yep, that's right.
Let's roll.
That's the way it works now in minor league, especially at least at AAA. I think it's all over. You get Mondays off, and Tuesday through Sunday are all versus the same team. You get six game homestands.
Oh, well, looky here.
6-game series versus the same team.
Yeah. There you go. A group of Minnesota students recently paid tribute to Prince during his performance in Washington, D.C. The fifth graders from Bethune Arts Elementary School in Minneapolis created a song and dance inspired by the Prince track Northside Funk. The 15 students performed Sunday at the Turnaround Arts Student Showcase at Kennedy Center. How about that? Over 100 students from around the U.S. performed at the event. Well done, kiddos. Taking it to D.C. It's pretty neat.
That is sweet.
Yeah, man. Google Trends shows searches for "Why do my eyes hurt?" or "Eyes hurt" spiked during Monday's total solar eclipse.
Did you guys see the bit yesterday? I forgot what betting service it was, but there was a picture. I think it was the Oakland A's during the eclipse, and the three of them were all looking up, and one of them didn't have their goggles on. So a guy bet a ton of money that player's first at bat would be a strikeout, and I don't think he struck out. But it was a funny bit yesterday.
The terms saw a jump in the number of searches around 2 p.m. Eastern, which was about the time the eclipse had been seen in the U.S. Searches peaked at 3 p.m., and other popular searches in the U.S. included, "Can I look at the sun?" Man, there should be some sort of alert to the authorities if you type in, "Can I look at the sun?"
My guess is you're immediately on a list.
Yeah, right. The man accused of killing one person and stabbing 4 others on the Apple River is supposed to take the stand at his murder trial today. Yesterday saw more testimony in the case, but today he gets on the stand. The jury's expected to get the case not too long after that happens today.
Bird's eye view, right? Didn't he? I think we talked about it a day or so ago. That he claimed that they're the ones who instigated it.
Yep.
So is he essentially going with self-defense?
I believe that's still the case.
That's what he's going with?
Yeah, I believe that's.
I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't know the details.
Right.
I just think the whole thing sucks.
Yep, no doubt about that.
Apple River's a hellhole.
Is it?
Yeah, when I did it 20-something years ago, it was you're dodging broken beer bottles and syringes.
Oh,
Yeah, that is pretty true.
Yeah.
that doesn't take all the fun away.
No.
Not great for rafts.
Okay.
A lot of sharp
see how-
things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
pointy,
an odd
pointy
thing.
things. Yeah,
And a lot of just drunk bros. Even before bros were called bros.
Yeah.
Just a bunch
A lot
of
of Todds.
just a lot of Todds that
Yeah.
were probably going to River
Chads.
Falls.
Brad's.
So Tommy Olsen was there.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he loved it.
You think?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
that-
he's
that-
talked about it on this show.
That's Tommy's crowd for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I can see that.
It's funny because, like, my kids grew up, in the aughts or in the teens here, and if they would have said, "Oh, we're going to Apple River," I'd been like, "Ugh, don't know." We used to go there, like, in the early '80s with our church youth group. Mm-hmm. Like, that's how much that culture has.
That's why all the syringes
morphed.
are there, right?
Yeah.
That was 1984, though. 1984 PS. That's pre-syringes.
Oh, yeah,
maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
A person with a ticket matching all 6 Powerball numbers from Saturday's $1.3 billion jackpot came forward on Monday to claim the prize. The lottery was purchased at Plaid Pantry convenience store in northeast part of the city of, Portland. The Oregon Lottery is working with the person in a process that involves security measures and vetting that will take time before a winner is announced.
So it came forward, but not publicly.
That's correct.
Which is the right plan.
Well, and it depends on the state, correct? But in Oregon, you can be anonymous?
Looks like it. Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
The jackpot has a cash value of $621 million if the winner chooses to take the lump sum. The prize is subject to federal. It is subject to federal taxes and state taxes in Oregon. So if you take the lump sum,
Then you get taxed.
did you get taxed on the 621?
Yeah, so you're probably
Where's
walking
the rest
with.
of the 621 go?
You're
Am I being an idiot here?
No,
I'm sorry.
So is this one of those things where it's 1.3 billion, but it's paid off in like over 30 years?
That's
or
the
something
annuity.
Like that?
The lump sum, you get like 625. Then I believe you get taxed on that. So you're probably walking with what, 4? Maybe?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Because they probably take about a third.
I would guess.
I'm ballparking. It might be a little bit more, a little bit less.
probably,
Maybe
yeah.
it's 40%.
Right.
So
So
you're
the
probably
reason-
walking with 400 million.
So the reason it's $1.3 billion is because they're figuring they're going to pay you out annually?
Right.
Yeah, that is if you take the 30-year
Right.
annuity, then you get the full 1.3.
That's over the long stretch, they're going to say they have 1.3 billion. As far as what cash they actually got from this lottery, that's only 620 something.
Gotcha.
Oh.
Okay.
But you're obviously getting taxed on your income over the 30 years as well. It's not like if you take the annuity, you're clearly still getting taxed on that. That's additional income. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's better to have 400 million today than 1.3 billion over 30 years.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Again, minus taxes,
Yeah.
of course, as well.
Be real nice.
I'd rather have the 400 million.
Be real nice. Yeah.
That would be a fun challenge. Just give me 400 million, and how fast can I be a billionaire?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be fun.
See how long it takes you.
Or a zillion zeros in there.
Yeah, or of nothing.
Yeah.
Because in the stock market, don't you want every 5 to 7 years, you want to see if you can double, give or take a good.
That's a pretty good return.
But if you're getting 7% a year,
7% of your doubles every 10 years.
10 years. Okay, so like 10 years, you could be a billionaire in half that if you're really pushing it hard, right? My goal would be, I guess you give me 400 million, I want to be a billionaire within 5 years. That would be a fun goal.
Why?
What do you mean? Why?
Why? Why would you? Why would you not
400's
just
not
be
enough.
happy
Let's
with
go.
$400 million?
Let's see how fast I can be.
I just
a
imagine
billionaire.
you just being as cheap as you possibly could be with $400 million
No, it's
to
the
try
opposite.
let's
Let's get
get
aggressive.
It to a billion.
Let's get the chips back on the table. Let's go.
Why do you
money
vote
makes
the way
money.
you do?
Who you talking
I can tell you off air.
She thought, she
I
thought
have
about
daughters.
just Why don't you just go to roulette table and throw $30 million on Black 21?
I'm going to.
Okay. To try and double it.
Hang on, let me jot this down. What else? What you got? I like your ideas. What else you got? You said 30 million? Love it.
Interesting. And then finally, Corey. Police in Massachusetts are investigating a detonation of a bomb at a satanic temple in Salem, Massachusetts. The device exploded just after 4 a.m. on Monday. The damage wasn't discovered until around 12 hours later because not many people go there. The state police bomb squad was called in to make sure there were no other devices. And a lot of the locals said it was a real improvement on the place. But there was a bomb at a satanic temple in Salem, Massachusetts.
I love that there's a satanic temple.
Are your friends okay, Corey?
Everybody cool?
I don't have any friends.
Truth. Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah, you do. You have me.
Oh, that's not what you said a few moments ago, Sauce.
Yeah, I wasn't really listening. What happened?
That's the news.
Sauce, would you like to do sports when we come back?
Yeah, I would love to.
John Bonus, how much time do we have with you today since your flight's
All the way
delayed?
till the golf bet.
Look at you.
Right on. Bonus, since we're not going to see him for 3 weeks because he's going to be in Japan, but we're going to gamble. Kevin Gorg will be here a little bit later. We got 1 million people in this golf bet. Rosie will be here in like 15 minutes. Sports with Sauce after this on The Fan.
The Fan.
You're listening to The Fan.
Head over to our contest page and register for your shot at a pair of tickets to see comedian Mark Norman on his You Don't Say tour Friday, April 19th at the State Theater. Good luck, KFAN.com. Like the keyword contest.
Oh, good.
Thank you, Sioux Falls.
Let's do sports.
It's time for Fan 5 on the Power Trip, presented by All Around Property Preservation.
The Yukon Huskies have won back-to-back championships the first time in 17 years. Florida did it in the 07-08 seasons. The
06-07.
No, I'm telling you, it was... Well, okay, well, then the internet's wrong. They beat Purdue 75-60 for their 12th straight double-digit tournament win. They dominated in every facet. Nobody?
Ooh.
Bonus, the Twins have lost 3 straight after losing 4-2 to the Dodgers last night. The Twins will get back at it tonight at 6:40. Last night, the Twins were 0 for 19 in innings 4 through 9 after Buxton led off the 4th with a single. Tyler Glasgow goes for the Dodgers tonight, and the Twins will counter with Louis Varland. That's Twins news powered by Quantum Fiber.
Yeah, I think they entered that game 0 for 23 with runners in scoring position. They didn't get a hit with a runner in scoring position yesterday, I don't think. So that streak is even worse. They're struggling right now. Up and down the lineup. Doesn't really matter which hitter you pick. They almost all are struggling right now. So,
Well, damn.
yeah, it's been a bummer. They're going to have to get out of it. I think they will get out of it. I think they've got an above average offense. I think they've got maybe a top 4 offense in the American League. But boy, right now they don't.
Oh, that's sad.
Yep.
Maxo, the Wolves have 4 games left starting tonight when they battle the Wizards at 7. The Wolves are a 16.5-point favorite. Then they battle Denver tomorrow, which is one of the only games left on their schedule that matters. They also own the tiebreaker over Denver.
So does that mean that if they win out, they get the top seed?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. All they got to do is win out, and tonight is, it's not a must-win, obviously, from the standpoint that they could still beat Denver tomorrow, but it's a must-win because it's the freaking Washington Wizards, and they have 64 losses, which even in a woeful franchise like the Wizards have been over the last decade, this is their worst year in franchise history.
Ugh.
Like, this team is absolutely hideous. And despite record, I mean, they might have a better record than the Pistons or the Spurs, but I think they're the worst team in all of the NBA. They have the worst defense in the NBA. They're giving up 122 points per game to opposing teams. Yeah, you heard it, Lil John. 122 points per game. So even without Karl Anthony Towns, the Wolves should be able to score easily and often.
And
Thanks,
Denver will play the Jazz tonight. Denver is a 14.5-point favorite.
Yeah, it looks like it's just setting up for one last showdown between the Wolves and the Nuggets for the number 1 seed, and that's been fitting because they've been battling pretty much all season for them, and the Thunder in the mix as well. But that probably will come down to that tomorrow night.
Good luck out there.
Yeah, good luck out there.
Zacho, the Wild battle the Avs tonight. The Avs are minus 200 on the money line. The Wild have 5 games left, and they're all but mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. Game time tonight is 8:30.
Yeah, now you're going to start to see some of the other guys. Wallstead getting called up, and we'll see some of him the rest of the way. So not a total loss. Get some ice time to some people who will be a big part of the future of this team. And it's just it's unfortunate, but this is going to happen every once in a while. We've had a really good streak of luck with playoffs in this team, so hopefully they can bounce back next season, but just finish out strong.
Good luck out there.
Thanks, Arthur.
Yeah, thanks, Arthur. Hogs, this is for you.
Oh, sweet. Let's go.
The college football video game is expected to come out on July 19th.
I cannot wait. July 19th. Should be a holiday.
I'm just...
What?
Go ahead.
Why?
I can't trust EA Sports. I mean, I don't want to rain on anybody's parade. I'm just saying I don't want you to get your hopes up and then have them dashed by a company that has completely ruined sports video games, pretty much.
Right.
Really all sorts of video games, because the latest Battlefield was terrible. I mean, everything that they've touched now has been terrible.
FIFA used to be one of the best sports games of all time, and it's terrible.
Madden.
Shell is terrible.
Shell, we played
terrible.
it for a week. We haven't touched it since October.
Even Star Wars games that they've made have been pretty bad.
Terrible.
And they have so much pay-to-play options that that just ruins the integrity of the game.
This is different. I'm just as excited as you are, Hawk. NCAA Football 14, I played until I couldn't play my 360 anymore. But
did you get the red ring?
No, I just
not on his Xbox.
Eventually didn't have I actually did get the red ring. You want to
Zach
see it? So I hope it's better, but I
hope it's something you guys are disappointed in, because that means it'll probably be easy enough for me to play.
Yeah.
I'm with you, man. I'm very basic when it comes to video games, so I want it to be easy and
I
fun.
want to be able to hit X and zero, and throw passes and tackle people and recruit kids and cheat. I want to gamble on my own team. I want to do all the things people really do in real life.
That would be fun.
It would.
The issue with most EA games is they are so full of bugs.
Mm-hmm.
Like Madden.
Like your underwear.
Oh.
Why you got bugs in your underwear?
What the hell am I doing?
Remember
I've heard of ants at a picnic.
The kids' game Ants in Your Pants?
Yeah, oh yeah.
They still have that? They still make that?
I'm sure they do.
I'm sure they do, yeah.
It was like, don't break the ice.
Which was fun.
Ants in Your Pants, or Ants... Was it Ants in the Pants or Ants in Your Pants? I don't even remember.
Hungry Hippos?
Yeah.
Ants in Your Pants was a children's TV show, it says.
But the thing with Madden is once if you're going to play like you would with a college game, you're going to play multiple seasons and all that. It just gets so buggy and terrible. It's the newest Madden is one of the worst video games from a player standpoint ever. Everything is wrong with it. It's awful. But there's no other option.
I wonder how they're going to handle NIL as well.
Yeah.
And this whole deal too. I mean, that's...
I'd imagine, they could basically just, from a game standpoint, just make it like a salary cap, right?
I don't think they'll fool with it. I don't think they'll fool with the NIL thing. But
Really?
what the hell do I know? I don't think they will.
It'll be fun. I'll buy it and I'll play it because college football is sweet.
Yeah, maybe we can
That would
play
be
online.
great.
We can play against each other.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
We should all just start like one big franchise
That'd be
all
fun.
together.
Would you play Core?
No.
Yeah, what position would you play, Cor?
Center.
I would play NIL collector.
Shocking.
And then just keep it.
The collector?
And then take it to the casino. I would be betting on behalf of the kids. I give them some.
Is it broad?
I'm
and
pretty
pretzel
sure
points.
in my version of the game, there'll be a feature where you can walk by casinos and wave at people.
Yeah. You love doing that.
I
You
do.
going to do that this week? Just wave at the casinos?
That's all I'm actually going inside this week.
Oh, you're going to go in?
It's
Yeah.
not football season. I'm going to go in, but I will not be placing any bets.
Yeah. Well, like the time you were, when you weren't supposed to play and you just walked by and waved at Circus, right?
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So you're going to get your steps in inside the casino.
That's what it's for, Cor.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch people and just shake my head knowingly at them.
Well, there's nothing wrong with watching, right?
Sick.
That's right.
Talk about it.
That's right.
Depends.
The Masters is this Thursday. We bet on it in 30 minutes. Scotty Scheffler is your favorite according to DraftKings. He's plus 450. He will be the ghost. Rory McIlroy is second at plus 1,000.
I saw a meme going around a couple weeks ago, Sauce, that I thought you would appreciate.
Go on.
You know how people get people that aren't gamblers or aren't sports bettors, if you say somebody is plus 800, you might not understand what that means, right? That's confusing for people.
Sure.
Right? It's 8-1, but some people don't get it.
Yeah.
That's fine. If that's
Sometimes
not,
I don't get it.
So there was the meme. It had a picture of Rory, and it basically said, for those of you who don't know how sports gambling works, if Rory is plus 800, that means you bet $100 to lose $100.
Really? Yes.
That's funny.
Rory is, yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who takes Rory and how far down our board Rory goes, because Rory is, at this point, most of the time, is just a waste of cash. Bonus took him first overall. Last time, he sits there. You think you got to take him because of the pedigree, but he's just a disaster. He has been for a while.
I've had him twice, and both times I've just been like, ugh, what do I do?
Yeah. He's just, I don't know. There's something about
He'll
him.
have like one more like big moment like Tiger did, but I just he can't close.
Yeah.
Always be cobbling.
Yeah, always. Oh, yeah. Good point. Yeah. The South Carolina-Iowa game had an average audience of 18.7 million viewers. The only sporting events in the United States to draw a larger TV audience since 2019 have been football and the World Cup and the Olympics.
For a female perspective on this scandal, we turn to a woman.
Marnie is not here today.
What happened?
I think she got excited about the eclipse and went to the totality in Indianapolis with Mike Grimm and Zach Halverson and stared right at it.
no.
She makes poor choices. Actually, she'll be here tomorrow, 7 to 9.
Right.
Yeah, Max has got questions about that, by the way, because he's kind of running the show tomorrow. Do you have a schedule? Because Abbott didn't have one for him.
Like a guest schedule?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody's locked in. Were you not on that text chain, Max?
No, yeah, I was on the
Oh,
text
okay,
chain,
just
yeah.
checking.
But
Thought
everybody's
I
locked
added
in.
you on that. Yeah, everybody's locked in.
Okay.
Good to go.
Who's going to be here?
Max, Parrish, Creasel,
Yeah.
Marnie, Lieber, Rosie.
Oh,
Your
sweet.
dad.
And your dad.
He is?
Yeah, your dad's going to be here.
And Dav.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, you can't leave from
And
under the
Pete Sauce.
table just because Hawk's gone, you know?
Yeah.
Sminium.
Well,
Can't let him out of the
Smitty,
cage. I don't have
tree.
tree.
Abbott will be pumped that Dobbs going to be here.
Yeah, I believe Vikings News tomorrow will be replaced by the newsletter of the Juggalos, where you update the latest Insane Clown Posse tour dates and merch.
Important stuff.
Max, you got to bring the Fago.
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
I got a joke.
Let's go to break. Just go to break.
I'm going to say it in here with my mic off.
Do they sell that at Aldi?
Just go to break. Your mic's on. Let's go to break.
I can't wait to hear it.
You ready to hear it, baby?
Isn't that an old viral bit?
God, I love that bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the Schwifty Schweif.
Yeah,
thing.
you love that bit.
Yep.
Did you want to know a secret?
It's so dumb. That's
It's
when the
so
internet
stupid.
that's when the internet you could go crazy viral just for being complete nonsense. A lot of those animated videos 20 years ago, that one will always make me laugh.
Hey, Rosie's here.
Rosie is here. We're gambling on sports in 30 minutes. John Bonus is here before he goes to Japan. This is the Power Trip on the Fan.
The Fan.
When your way into the Miller Lite Vikings draft party. Tweet your draft questions to Meat Sauce each day leading up to the NFL draft with hashtag KFAN draft. Then tune in each day to Vikings News to see if Sauce reads your question for the chance to win draft party tickets. For more info, head over to KFAN.com, make the keyword contests.
Thank you, Zyko. Cause for concern and voodoo birth. Local music on the Power Trip Morning Show. Send yours to hockeykfan.com. Try to get it on for you.
Rosie, what do you think a voodoo birth is?
A voodoo birth?
Yeah, if you heard that phrase and you had to explain it to somebody.
I would...
Yeah.
I would say people who believe in voodoo dolls, etc., etc.
What's the birth part of it, though?
I would assume one of their disciples having a baby.
Yeah, got knocked up.
And they...
So a witch doctor had a birth, had a baby.
Rosemary's Baby.
And that's a voodoo baby, a voodoo birth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mia Farrow.
Oh, yes.
When she gave birth to Ronan Farrow, which was Frank Sinatra's.
1,000%. It's Frank Sinatra's
I'm really
son.
going
It's not even close.
It doesn't exactly look. He does not exactly look like Woody Allen.
It's 100% Frank Sinatra.
You guys ever listen to the Ronan Farrow Smartless appeance? It was fascinating.
No,
that's an impressive dude, man.
Yeah, he is. He's
not
age,
messing around.
Man, he digs deep in his interviews.
He's like an investigative reporter, right?
Yeah, and I think he went to Harvard when he was like 2 years old. And the kid's like a freaking genius, and he's just a grinder. He just goes for it.
Did he drive himself there? Because that seems young.
It might have been 3.
Did you listen to...
Roundabout way of answering your question.
The Larry David interview on Smartless this week.
No.
On Smartless?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It's really good.
I did not.
Yeah.
I did listen to the Conan one, as you suggested, but I have not heard. I didn't know he was on Smartless.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right.
Interesting. Well, Sean Hayes was in the final season.
He was. They talk about that a lot.
He played the lawyer that Larry didn't care for.
With a weird named baby.
Yeah, didn't like the name of the baby.
That was hilarious.
So good.
Yeah, what'd you think of the last episode there, Saucy? Because you said you did see it.
I liked it. I've never seen the end of Seinfeld. I don't know. I mean, I get it. It's a cultural phenomenon what the final episode was, so I understand what was going on. The worst part of the episode was Jerry Seinfeld. I don't think he's funny. I don't get the bit, but I love the rest of it. I thought it was fine.
You don't think Jerry Seinfeld's
No,
funny?
I don't think anything Jerry Seinfeld. I just don't, and I just that's my opinion.
Have you heard his stand-up comedy?
I don't think anything he's ever done is funny.
Stand-up comedy is terrific.
I don't think Jerry Seinfeld is funny one bit.
Really?
And I thought he was the worst part of the show.
Really?
Yep. Corey?
Pass.
Well, I thought it was their way of saying, because that final episode of Seinfeld was heavily criticized, and I thought it was Larry David's way of saying, bleep you, sorry, the critics, this is what we're going to do, and the jail scene and the whole bit. And if you weren't aware of how Seinfeld ended, then it probably didn't make a lot of sense. I loved, the retrospective they did, showing some of the classic scenes of the show. Because I'm going to go back and watch my favorite episodes with Marty Funkhauser and just some of the great stuff that you just remind you of, the ski lift, everything, the doll. I mean, just some of the great scenes that are in there. The trial thing, I think, went on a little long, but I understand the purpose behind it. But it's pretty difficult. You create something like that to please everybody. I mean, they had all the usual suspects for the most part. But
wasn't that the point, though? What you just said, I think that's exactly what he was saying. Is I'm not aiming to please. I didn't care if I pleased you with Seinfeld, and I don't care if I please you with this.
No.
This is mine, and I'm going to end it however I want.
Right.
And if you're telling me, well, this is Curb, you gotta redeem yourself for the Seinfeld. He's like, I don't care.
No.
Middle
Larry,
finger, I'll do whatever I want. I'm Larry David.
100%.
That was the part that I appreciated, even though I didn't think it was even close to
I find
funny.
that people who say that care more than everybody else most of the time.
Well, so what's weird about Larry is he has. I remember watching Howard Stern interviews with Larry, and the pressure of Seinfeld. Right, one of the reasons why he walked away before he came back for the finale and stuff was he got. Once they started hitting their stride on Seinfeld, and he was just crushing it, and season after season was just killer. He said the pressure of having to match what he did was killing him. So I don't know if that was all internal pressure or, to Chris's point, if it's he didn't want the outside world to say you're failing.
Right.
But he said that pressure was crazy. And then he said he started to feel that on Curb, which is probably why he took some significant breaks
Time
over the
off,
last 20 plus years.
I can't imagine staying at that level.
Right.
You have an ensemble cast like that, and I know a lot of it's ad-libbed. You can tell when they're cracking each other up, especially, the Richard Lewis situation. That, it was very sad watching him, certainly at the end. And
Richard Lewis was quoted as saying before he passed away, obviously. Well, that was a dumb thing to say. He didn't say it after he passed away. He sent a thank you because he said Larry treated me like a god on the last day of filming.
Yeah, I've heard that.
That's really neat.
Yeah. I think it will forever be, to me, Larry's interactions with Susie. Those were absolutely, to me, the highlights. I found myself even Sunday night watching it late after the Wolves-Lakers game, really cracking up with the whole thing. Which, I don't want to give it away if you haven't watched it, but the recipe thing, and just how
that was great.
I mean, their interactions, their chemistry is just the best from start to finish. I mean, going back to the original ones to Sunday night. But I'm glad, I'm glad the show ended. It had to end. It was time. And now I can go back and watch some of my favorite seasons and soak them all in again, especially with Marty Funkhauser. Oh. He's, to me, God, his deadpan looks and some of the stuff he did just irritated me.
When he won't let Larry sit next to him at the Dodger game.
The Dodger game thing with my father's seat. Yeah, the whole Palestinian chicken thing. That episode, to me, might be my favorite. Anyway, all of them. So, glad it's had a heck of a run. One of the best comedies of all time.
I mean, I know Larry's in his mid-70s, but I wonder if this is basically it for him. I wonder if he cares anymore about, because you crushed Seinfeld for a decade.
They talk about that on Smartless.
Oh, they do?
Yeah,
Okay, then I can't wait to hear that question.
Yeah, I need to hear that.
I mean, I know everybody wants to have a second act in life, but when you're 76 or whatever he is.
76, yep.
And you've had two massive home runs with Seinfeld and Curb.
Right. What's left to do?
I mean,
yeah.
Do you want to start over and build something else, or do you just want to say, I have hundreds of millions of dollars, let's just party the rest of the way and do whatever I want?
Part of it when he had the little interaction with that kid was basically what he said. Again, I don't want to.
Yeah, right.
We talked about it yesterday.
Yeah. But I'm saying that was very, he was very passionate when he said that. And I think that kind of summarized who Larry David is, and never compromising, and that is, as quirky as he is, that's who he is. And I love a lot of it, because if I find myself feeling like I'm in a lot of those situations, social situations, being a social assassin, the stop and chats, all that kind of stuff that we all live on a daily life, his observational humor to me is as good as it gets. So
it's going to be hard just with the changing landscape of television. It's going to be hard to have a show last that long again.
Yeah, you're right.
I know it's Always Sunny's in that conversation too, for longevity, but that also started. When did that start, Chris?
Let's see.
05?
I think they're in their 18th season.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
05. Yeah.
Outside of animated shows, these kind of 2-decade, even with the breaks with Curb, 2-decade shows, I just don't think they're going to last anymore. No. Comedies aren't going to.
I agree.
You're not going to have the firepower to last this long.
Too many of the kind of 8-episode Netflix type things that I just got done watching The Gentleman. There's a whole.
Is that good or not? I've heard mixed things.
I would say it's mixed. I really liked the first 4 or 5 episodes, and it's got a bit of Succession to it. It's got there's a lot of family stuff, but I enjoyed it. Okay. I really did. No, I would give it a thumbs up for sure.
Before we Viking news,
yeah,
2 things. On the 16th day of April, just a few days away here, will be my 27th year with iHeartRadio.
Oh, wow!
Yeah, I just saw that come through just now. That's number 2. I love this new feature with our email, and I don't think I've said anything good about the company in about 20 years. I sent out an email yesterday letting everybody know I'm going to be gone all next week, and everybody who's on the email, I sent the email.
Right.
You now get an insight that says how many people have actually opened the email.
Oh, really?
50% of them open the email.
So the rest of them either just read the subject line or didn't click on it at all.
And you need to click on it because it tells you that I'm going to be gone
That's
next
through
week and that I won't be able to do any commercials for you.
Right. But there's some specific salespeople that haven't clicked on it yet, so they're going to be in the dark and they're going to find a way to pin this on you when it falls apart. Is
That's
that what
what
you're
I'm
saying?
wondering.
They'll read it at night.
So it doesn't tell. Does it tell you who has and who hasn't,
what
or
I'm
does it
looking
just
for.
give
I
you
didn't
a
know we
number?
had that feature. That's fantastic.
It must be brand new. I didn't know it either.
Love it.
No, it doesn't tell me who did and who did not open it. I wish it did. But I know a couple of people did because a couple of people responded. So I guess I know who didn't, I guess.
It's Murders Row anniversaries next week. Well,
Yep.
Nordo's the 11th.
Yep.
Jared, our good friend, Jared Wells, the 12th.
He died.
Muss, the 13th.
Yeah, Muss is also
Christopher
dead.
Allen Hockey, the 16th. Justin Gard, the 16th.
Dead.
What?
Paul Allen, the 20th.
Yeah.
1998.
Very fitting.
Here.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I was a year before both Muss and PA.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Man.
how about that? 1997, man, is when I started with this company.
Yeah.
Wow.
How about that?
Good for you, Hogs,
During
Daddy.
the,
That's a good run, man.
During the Biscuit baby boom, you were just hitting the Twin Cities airwaves.
That's why I was hired. I was the local Limp Biscuit expert.
Is
It had
that
nothing-
right?
Had nothing to do with the band.
How come Greg Alexander said this is your last week? I don't understand
Well,
that
he
part.
heard last week.
he's listened to the show for the last couple of weeks. He knows the clock is ticking.
I'm ready.
I like the strategy you just said about figuring out who hasn't read the emails that you're sending out.
Yeah.
I don't like that I am going to be on the other side of this.
No
There's
kidding,
no
right?
doubt Chad's going to be like, open your emails.
Oh,
I'm
my
like,
God, you're so
I
right.
don't need to.
100%.
I
That
saw
is so
the
right.
subject line.
100%.
Oh, man.
Boy, that is so true. I better
Yep.
start at least pretending to read them.
Yeah, correct. Just open
Just
them.
open it and then,
Delete
and then
it.
just exactly.
Yeah.
I've got at least
Like the
100
schedule app it
monthly
sends.
schedules, that I've never opened. I better
Yeah.
go back and open those.
He sends those?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he still does. I know you blocked him.
Why did you block me?
I truly don't think I've looked at one since Sledge and Lake days. Because then it used to matter, right? It's what games do the Wolves have? When do we have shows? Since it's just Monday through Friday, 5:30 to 9. Delete.
We got to do Vikings news.
Yes, we do.
But I got to ask you guys a question. Do you guys know the two giant buildings on 394 that look like boobs?
Yeah, that's the Carlson Tower.
The Carlson Towers.
Right in the corner there, right?
Looks like
494,
boobs.
394.
Everything is sort of. Never mind.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
don't say it. You're going to
You're
get on the
right.
button bar right there.
Rosie, do you find them
I'd say
phallic or do you think they look like breasts?
Breast.
Yeah, they
Button
do.
bar.
One more.
Thank you for that.
That was too easy.
That'll be right in
Jeez,
one.
that was easy.
The
Well,
next
I got to
movie-
add more sound bites for your next movie
Thank you.
trailer.
Thank
I
you
didn't
so
know you
much.
were in that. Congrats.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah.
It was Meg Ryan cute in person?
What's that now?
Meg
Meg
Ryan,
Ryan.
is she cute in person?
Yeah, she is. I saw her.
On set.
You saw her what?
I saw her in 2004 when I was in LA covering when the Wolves were in. Believe it or not, kids, they were in the Western Conference Finals in 2004.
Wow.
20 years ago. And Meg Ryan was sitting 2 rows behind me. We had the great media seats, and her and her son, Jack, I think his name is.
Jack Ryan, yeah, for sure. Played by John Krasinski.
Yeah, exactly.
AP guy.
Anyway, her and her son were sitting right behind me, and she had some, quote unquote, work done by
Yeah,
them, but she still looked like Meg Ryan. That was 20 years ago. So
Anyway, I was over by those buildings yesterday.
Yeah.
I've seen them since I moved here. In fact, I remember when we moved here and Kim was pregnant with Alex, we were going to have him at, what's the hospital over here in Edina? Southdale?
Yeah.
Fairview.
Yeah,
Fairview,
Fairview.
Southdale.
Yeah. So we were going to have him there, but we lived in Plymouth, right over by Target, your Target, Corey. And the way I knew I was going the right way on 494 was those buildings because we had just moved here in July and Alex was born in September. So I had no idea where I
So
was.
if you didn't see those within the first 5 minutes, you were aimed the wrong direction.
And you
Absolutely
turned
right.
around.
Yeah, but I had never been anywhere near them. And yesterday I was over there for whatever reason, and I actually looked inside the building. Have you guys ever looked inside there?
No.
I don't think I've
It's
ever been in there.
Beautiful.
That lobby is amazing.
It's unbelievable,
Yeah, I've
man.
never been there.
I've had parties in that lobby.
So what is it?
No,
All
it's
office
like
buildings?
anywhere.
Huh?
Office building?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a Wolf of Wall Street party. Him and his twinsdaily.com people
Way
just did
back-
some
way back
cocaine
when.
and
Oh, boy.
You would
talked
drink
about
anywhere,
stats.
bonus.
I can't believe how beautiful it is inside there. There's like a what do you call it?
Atrium?
Like a dome kind
Yeah.
of atrium. Yeah, for real.
They still have the black and white tile.
I didn't see the floor. I couldn't go inside. It was in the afternoon.
Okay, all right.
But it was funny. I've lived here. I've seen those buildings so many times. I'd never looked inside. I had no idea it was that beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Interesting.
Yeah. And huge.
Yeah. Okay. Vikings news. Anyway, there you go.
It's time for Vikings news on the Power Trip, presented by
Geico.
Rosie, you weren't here yesterday when we were talking about Drake May and others with Ben Lieber, but a couple of, quote, experts over the weekend ripping the hell out of Drake May. Merrill Hodge said he's the kind of quarterback that will get you fired.
Well, Merrill Hodge has swung and missed a bunch of times, so I wouldn't put too much stock in what Merrill said. He also said, I'll never forget this, when the Vikings when Favre was here in 2009, they were facing the Dallas Cowboys here in their first round game. And he said, the Dallas Cowboys are a matchup nightmare for the Vikings. I mean, he went through the whole thing, and what was the final score of that game? Like
34-7 or something at 41. So I don't remember what it was. It was a
we
blowout
all
for the
swing and
Vikings.
miss. I understand that, but I wouldn't put any more stock in that than I would in people necessarily saying he's going to be the next, Joe Montana or something.
The trick with this one is for Kwesi. I truly, and again, by the way, I want Kwesi to succeed. It's not like I want the dude to fail. People that are like, man, everybody's being really critical of Kwesi. Well, he's off to a really rough start.
Super.
Right. The drafting has been less than good. I would argue it doesn't matter if he trades up for May, McCarthy, Daniels, or if he picks one of them at 11, if one of them falls, or if he takes Penix or Nix at 11 or 23. I think if he misses on this quarterback, the fact that he didn't sign Kirk Cousins last offseason, not this one, last offseason, when it sounds like Kirk was interested, you've said you're projecting then we're going all in on a young quarterback. We're starting this thing over. If you miss, you're in huge trouble and you're probably getting fired. So you can say Drake May's the kind of quarterback that's going to get you fired. I think if he misses with any quarterback, Kwesi's probably fired.
Well, I had an interesting brief conversation with an unnamed Viking executive Saturday night when I was watching Chris Hockey's, one of his favorite artists, Chris Stapleton.
Yeah.
And Lainey Wilson. Boy, they were great at U.S. Bank. Anyway, and I was talking about this free agents the Vikings had signed. And I mentioned Blake Cashman. I said, what a great dude he is, blah, blah, blah. One of us, going the whole thing. And it's a good signing. And he said, yeah, but everything we do in this business is predicated on how we do in the draft. I mean, it was like we could sign this free agent, that free agent, but it came back down. You build your team through the draft. So I didn't want to do a follow-up because I knew it wasn't going to go anywhere. Thinking, well, then maybe you should just keep 11 and 23. And if a quarterback is at 11, like Penix, take him and then take someone else at 23. And you don't have to give up number 23. You don't have to give up next year's first-round draft pick. That is an option. I mean, and then we're going to have to wait to see how the cards fall on that Thursday night. But there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I think, I don't think that's going to happen. I think they are going to go get one. And I think they probably had plenty of those discussions already, whether it's J.J. McCarthy or whomever. But the draft is the way to go. But you're going to have a very quiet Friday if that works out, because nothing's going to be happening for the Vikings.
They don't have correct. They don't have a second round pick. They don't pick again till the fourth round, so they wouldn't pick again till Saturday.
So they don't have a third either, do they?
No, they don't have a third. No, because that's part of the TJ trade.
Yeah.
I don't know. The more I look at it and the more, the problem with the NFL draft is it's just nothing but idle hands, right? We've been talking about it since the end of the Super Bowl. And I absolutely love the NFL draft, but I just think that the more you look at it, I don't think the Cardinals are going to be willing to move out. I think that they know that they need a wide receiver. If the Cardinals go back to 11, they will miss out on the top 3 wide receivers. So I think you have to look to the Chargers to get to where you want to go. The 3 quarterbacks are going to go in the top 3. I think the more I think about it, I think J.J. McCarthy is going to be in the top 3, and I think Drake May is going to be the odd man out. And it all depends on where you want to go to get him. But you also have to worry about all these different teams that need quarterbacks. And the question that I got today for the draft bit is, basically, if the Vikings are unsuccessful in trading up for a quarterback and they decide Penix is their guy, do you take him at 11 or 23? Mm-hmm. You take him at 11 because there's too much of a gauntlet behind you to get him at 23. You just have to.
That is going to be a PR nightmare.
100%. But you have to take him.
If you take him or Nix at 11, it doesn't matter if it works out. For the next 5 months, it's going to be, what are we doing?
But you have to take him because Denver is back there. You don't know what the Seahawks are going to do. The Raiders are back there. The Saints are back there.
Let's flip it though. By the way,
Rams need a quarterback.
That is the oh my gosh, what are we doing? Like this feels like Ponder all over again, right? We're just desperate. We're going to grab whoever's left. Think of the opposite, though. Thursday night, what is it, April 25th?
Yeah, it's 2 weeks from
the Vikings do what we're talking about, and they trade up, and they get J.J. McCarthy or Drake May, one of the two. I don't even care. It's going to be the opposite for the next 5 months. It's going to be like, we got our guy.
Yes.
This is the best.
Right. And no one's going to know.
And then he might be the worst player of all time, and everybody gets fired. But for at least a couple of months, it's going to be a super weird feeling to have a top 5-ish quarterback drafted, and just the possibility of optimism hovering around this team for the next 15 years.
Sam Darnold will start the season, I think, without any question.
But that's what I'm talking about, Rosie, is immediately it's how fast can we get Darnold out of here and JJ or Drake May in.
I was watching.
It's going to be fun.
I did a meat sauce thing yesterday afternoon. I happened to stumble across, a real in-depth quarterback analysis. And this individual was raving about Bo Nix. Would not stop talking about this guy.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, saying he's got this, and this. And he broke it down and, inside football stuff. And I just went, well, I remember when there was a time when Bo Nix was like the guy before all this other.
Right. It feels like coming into this college football season, Bo Nix was viewed, I thought, as a
45 touchdowns.
Top 5 guy, right?
So should we?
The issue with Bo Nix
Viking fans, you're right, Corey, will be hugely disappointed if they settle for Bo Nix, if he drops in their lap.
Big time.
They will.
Even if it works.
Yeah, exactly.
Temporarily,
2 years from now.
It's not going to look good.
The issue with Bo Nix is that everybody looks back, and when he played at Ole Miss, he just didn't really have it. Everybody feels like he's 35 years old. He threw 45 touchdowns last year and 3 picks.
What?
He can play, but that would be a Ponder bit. Everybody is so saturated with that they're moving up.
Comparing this draft with the Ponder, Gabbert, Mariota, whatever draft that was. That
Jake
draft
Locker.
was
That was
Jake
terrible.
Locker. That was.
But it does feel like you're settling. These are all still human beings. Maybe they're all going to be great. Maybe they're all going to be awful. Maybe the 5th quarterback off the board is just as good as the 2nd quarterback off the board.
And the team you're surrounded by.
It still feels like settling.
Culpepper was the 4th quarterback off the board, and Akili Smith is one of the worst quarterbacks to ever play. Tim Couch was an absolute bust.
Yep.
So it can happen. But everyone is is just assuming that they are going to move up, and if they don't move up, the fans are going to be pissed.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thanks, Jerry.
Quick plug for Zone Coverage. Zone Coverage had a story yesterday about the Josh McCown, Drake May connection. He was his high school coach and so on.
Right.
And Rob Searles just has a story out there kind of pumping the brakes a little bit on how important or not important that is. Based on sort of not just historically whether or not coaches have tended to draft a quarterback they know, but in particular Josh McCown's
it also might be the largest smoke screen of all time, right? They may have done that because, who knows?
What happened? The Kingsbury story died pretty quickly, right? He goes to Washington going, are they going to get Caleb Williams? That died after about a week because they realized that that's not, you don't hire somebody just to draft a player.
Yeah, and what if McCown comes in and goes, I don't think he's got it. He doesn't have the mental makeup.
He's already had those conversations.
Right. Yeah. It's going to be fun. There's a fun time to be a Vikings fan.
The draft is fun, but nothing is better than putting money on the line and trying to get more money. We gamble on golf.
After this.